Hey everybody, Nick here. Welcome back to my channel. Recently, I reacted to a video by Illymation called Times I Should Have Realized I Was Autistic. And in that video, I referenced the fact that I'm autistic as well. So I decided to make this short video explaining 5 things not to say to autistic people. Because even though things have gotten better for autistic people in recent years, we still hear some just strange and rude things sometimes. So hopefully this video will help non-autistic people not say these things. So let's get into it. Number 1. So, what's your special autistic ability? This statement comes from that Rain Man, autistic savant stereotype that's been in the media for decades. There is a link between savantism and autism, but they're not connected very deeply. It's a very weak link. That being said, autistic people, we do tend to have more passionate interests, more intense interests, compared to what mainstream society views as normal, but that's not the same thing as being a savant. So please don't assume that we can be like Rain Man, and don't drop toothpicks in front of us and expect us to count them. That's just not how autism works. Number 2, you can't be autistic. You make eye contact. For some reason, eye contact is seen as like the gold standard for autism characteristics. You can have like 99 other symptoms on a list of autism, but if you make eye contact, the autism diagnosis is just tossed out the window. Here's the deal. Autistic people like me, we can make eye contact. It's just typically uncomfortable for us, and it's just not natural to us. Now, we can make eye contact on a regular basis due to something called masking. In case you don't know, masking is the conscious or subconscious suppression of autistic characteristics and the adoption of non-autistic characteristics, with the goal of being seen as neurotypical or what mainstream society views as normal. The amount of eye contact that autistic people give varies from person to person. Some people give too little eye contact. Sometimes autistic people look into your soul because they're staring so much at you. And other times, some autistic people can pull a Goldilocks and get it just right. So just because we make eye contact, please don't assume that we're not autistic. Number 3, you're autistic, but you're nothing like my autistic niece or any other autistic person I know. Here's the deal. Autism is a spectrum condition. That means it manifests itself radically differently from one person to the next. Every autistic person is different and every autistic experience is different. Your autistic cousin's or autistic niece's experience is not the same as my autistic experience. And my autistic experience is not the same thing as Chloe Hayden's autistic experience. We're all individuals. So just because we don't manifest in a way that looks similar to someone you know, please don't assume that we're not autistic. Number 4, autistic people could be normal if they tried harder. This one is just so infuriating, it just makes no sense. First of all, there's no such thing as normal. Every human being who has ever existed on this planet, and every human who does exist, is an individual. We're all unique. So how can you really say there's such a thing as a normal person? That's just not how people work. We're all unique and individuals. Also, we're trying so much harder to fit into the world than non-autistic people, because from the moment that we're born, most of us have been told there's something wrong with us. The way that we speak, the way that we move, the way that we think is wrong or bad and needs to be corrected. So we try so hard to understand the social situations, the nonverbal cues, sarcasm, and everything else, and often we're still not treated properly. We still mess up, and we're still told to try harder. That just doesn't make any sense. And also, many autistic people, myself included, don't view ourselves as wrong or need to be fixed or corrected. It's mainstream society's expectation of what it means to be normal. That needs to change. We need to be accepted and accommodated as we are, not as how society says that we should be. So please don't say that we can be normal. And number 5, can you please stop with that rocking and that shaking thing you're doing? It's just weird and embarrassing. Now, this usually happens when a non-autistic person sees an autistic person stimming. Now, in case you don't know, stimming is short for self-stimulatory behavior. Every human being on the planet stims. It's largely unconscious movements of your body that you do to control your nervous system and regulate your emotions. For example, if you ever tapped your foot, or twiddled your thumbs, or pulled on your hair, or whatever, that is stimming. Every human stims. Just for autistic people, it just tends to be more important because our nervous systems might not interpret all the information around us the way a non-autistic person's nervous system does. We might get overwhelmed by like how bright it is, or by how many people there are, or how loud something is, things like that. So by stimming, we're able to block out some of this excess information, and we're able to focus, we're able to interact with the world, we're able to communicate. So autistic stimming does not exist to make neurotypical people uncomfortable. It serves a real purpose. So for a non-autistic person to tell an autistic person to stop stimming, it's equivalent to someone who can see walking up to a blind person and taking their cane and be like, hey, I don't care if you need this to navigate your environment. Seeing you use that cane makes me uncomfortable, and you have to stop right now. Do you see how messed up that is? Trying to take someone's coping mechanism to survive in a world that is not designed for them, that's just cruel. And also, if you're a non-autistic person and you happen to see an autistic person and they're stimming in public, and for some reason it makes you uncomfortable, newsflash, no one is forcing you to look at that stimming. You can just mind your own business, walk away, and go about your day. It's not that hard. And with that, those are 5 things not to say to autistic people. I hope you all like this video. If you want me to make more autism related videos, let me know in the comments below. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.